I'm pulling the nervous out.
My name's Amy and I'm a full-time artist. I work as a tattoo artist and a painter.
You could lock me in the room for the rest of my life with some paint things and I will just be so happy. But I do find it hard to, because I get so many ideas, I'll be staring at a canvas and I struggle to I'm like, how do I get them out? I'm not necessarily trying to get a message across. I think I'm just trying to paint what I'm feeling, but I think often there is a really big message in that, and I think it's very relatable to people. Like this little one here, for example, it's like a penis wrapped in thorns. So looking at it, I don't think you can necessarily see anything, but I've called that one betrayal, so it's I guess maybe if you were in a certain position in your life, you would see that and you'd be like, I definitely feel that. When I first started my art practice, it was always nude women because I was just infatuated by the beauty and the power, not necessarily in a visual sense, but more so in a power that women possess. So I think I've now really delved into the idea of that, and I use the penis as not necessarily just a penis, but a symbol of man, a symbol of the patriarchy, and a symbol of power. And I just think it's a different and fun way that you wouldn't necessarily think of first go. I don't think I've had too many critiques in a sense, maybe more judgments. I think the most common one I get is a guy on Instagram being why? I just want to know why. And I think that I just find that funny because I'm that's why. That's your why. So it kind of answers itself. So if I could say anything to them now, I'd just be you should come and look at all these paintings. Ask me anything you want and I'll tell you why. And maybe they're the people that need to see it the most. I don't know. I feel if I don't paint, I'm just I couldn't think of what else I would be doing, to be honest. I'd be a different person. I wouldn't be me. But I have had moments where I've been is it worth it? Am I getting anywhere? But then I remember well, where are you even trying to go? Because even if I wasn't trying to get anywhere, I would paint anyways. So yeah, I don't think I would ever give it up. I don't see art everywhere I look because I think the art that I make is more of a feeling rather than a visual intake of things around me. So it's a lot of brain power and imagination, but I think it's a combination of my relationships and friendships. So less what I'm looking at, but more what I'm immersed in at the time.
My mum was an artist, so she taught me how to paint really young. My mum used to be a Playboy bunny at the Playboy Club in London in the 80s or something. So I think I knew that from a really young age. So I became really infatuated with Playboy, more so vintage Playboy rather than everything now. I feel it's a bit controversial because on one end it's the women were exploited, but I feel on the other end, back then in the 70s, a lot of the interviews, it's 60s, 70s, 80s, it was actually giving women a chance to get a job outside of the traditional kind of school teacher or nurse where they were earning good money. The whole idea of Playboy was that it was meant to be regular women with everyday jobs kind of being able to get the chance to do that, which I always found really cool. I definitely compare myself to other artists. I wish I didn't. I think it's hard not to. But sometimes I compare myself in a healthy way where I'm that's really inspiring, that's where I want to be, or they're amazing, or they're really confident. It's not always bad. If I find myself kind of comparing myself, I think the first thing I can kind of recognize is okay, just get off social media. Don't do that. Get off of the app or wherever it is I'm comparing. I think it's been a really big journey becoming friends with myself. I look at where I am now as opposed to 5 years ago, and it's insane. I can't even put it into words. I'm who was that person? I have no idea. And now I look at how I spend time with myself and the things I do, and I'm this is lovely, and I can't wait to see what it's in another 5 years.
it's exciting and it's really nice. Yeah, creative blocks is, yeah, when I definitely delve into just reading an art book, looking through like beautiful art, all different kinds as well, not just the kind that I love. And yeah, watching YouTube documentaries, because a lot of the time, if I'm in a block, they'll talk about that as well. And you can kind of feel like, oh, okay, this is normal. And it just kind of moves you out of that space. I do. At the moment, it's Chloe Wise. I love her work. I think she's amazing. I think a lot of the other artists that I love, there's not many interviews because they're all like old and dead. But Chloe Wise I love, and I'm constantly discovering new artists as well, which is really cool. I don't think I have an end goal. I think I would love to like exhibit in New York one day or somewhere in Europe and have my art in beautiful galleries would be like an ultimate goal, but I feel like I never want there to be an end point. I want it to be like a till I die. Yeah. How I got to where I am now, I don't think it was something that I was really consciously trying to do or trying to get to. I think it's just consistency. I think it's just the idea that I want to do something with this, so I'm just going to keep doing it until whatever that is happens. So just consistency, I think, and just enjoying it and not really stopping to question why am I here. It's just, I just am. The one I'm currently working on, I think, is my favorite art piece. I'm still working on it, so I feel like it's really exciting, like continuing to work on it. And I'm actually really bad at starting a painting and finishing it, so this feels like a really, really big accomplishment, like almost finishing something. And it's just like a dry, barren desert with like a penis feast platter on like a really surface level. It's just like an analogy for like the penis is symbolizing man, but it's like a mirage almost. The perfect man is a mirage because it doesn't exist. And then everything around it is just totally barren. But on a deeper level, I think this also represents the patriarchy in a sense, where the penis represents like man and power, and it's presented in a way that's feast-like and beautiful with all this like beautiful food around it, but everything around it is totally dead. It's like, as long as this is presented and healthy and happy and beautiful, it doesn't matter if the world around is dying. No offense to all of the men out there, but that's what I feel the patriarchy is. Yeah.
Lovely.
Thank you. I hope I explained that well.